Hey, welcome to Strategy and Solidarity Pod, the podcast, an act of revolutionary defiance and celebration of the things that bring us comfort, solace, and joy. I am Carlos Kareem Windham.
And I'm Theresa Logan.
And how is your nervous system, my friend?
I'm going to ask you first next time.
Well, you're gonna have to be quicker.
My nervous system's doing okay. I'm tired. Had a lovely housewarming solstice party
You really
gathering
did.
last night. My introverted doesn't like to go out and see people business partner even showed up, which is a small miracle. Holiday miracle, if you will, in and of itself. But it was really lovely. So I'm feeling writing the love off of that, and I'm extremely tired because I put in an all-nighter to get the house cleaned up and decorated and stuff the night before.
Yeah.
Which I think I might make my solstice ritual moving forward, because
What's
literally
that?
I did stay up the whole night cleaning the house and like hanging up pictures and things that would have otherwise sat in boxes for 3 to 6 months, a year or two. But it gave me a deadline and something to push through for, and I kind of enjoyed it. And then I got to be up when the sun rose in the morning, like, yeah, the light's coming back. I'm ready for this.
Yeah, I definitely felt that this morning. Yeah, you did have a lovely shindig. That was very cute.
Every time I opened the door, I felt like it was an episode of This Is Your Life, which I don't think younger people have that cultural reference because it's just barely within my realm of cultural reference.
Yeah, I was going to say that. How is that your cultural reference? What are you talking
Mostly
about?
from Sesame Street parodies.
Reruns of
Mostly
Sesame
from
Street. Not even This Is Your Life. I love it.
No,
I love it.
definitely was live Sesame Street at the time. But definitely Sesame Street parodies and other cultural references. I don't think I actually ever saw the show, but definitely every time I opened the door, it was like people from different eras, family and friends and folks we've worked with over the years who became friends through work and that sort of thing. And it was really lovely.
Nice.
It's like I have a house and there's people in it.
Many.
Yeah, so I'm doing pretty good, but very tired. How about you? How's your nervous system doing?
I'm tired. I had been really pushing with shows and making sure I was able to do all the drop-offs and pickups and parent effectively and clean the house, and then went to the soiree at yours after I think the show I had this week was like a 10 p.m. show. It began. I was very glad to be middling and not headlining because I did not want to go last. I was just so tired by the time I finally got up. It went really well. It went really well, but yeah. And then yeah, just general stress and nonsense, right? Trying to figure out with all of the new dictates, who knows if they become enforcements about how one can travel in this country and world from this country or not. It is putting a bit of a new lens for me on how to what touring might be looking like in real life, because I'm not going to the airport. So
what are these dictates?
Oh, they're bad. They want I think certainly from anybody coming over from any country to here. They want your IP address, your social media accounts, and some biometric evidence which could include, I believe, blood. And then they invited the same to U.S. citizens if you would like to get on a plane again. So I think I'm cool. Think I'm cool for a while.
That's insane.
Yeah. So I'm like, all right, well, I guess I'm driving to San Francisco.
Seems super illegal, but that hasn't really stopped them from much else lately. So
Hasn't. They are, the leopards are eating their own faces, and he is in full blown panic. And so this is kind of, they're just going to keep making stuff up and throwing shit at the wall and seeing what sticks or what doesn't. Much like the gilding in the White House, I'm sure it will not be there for very long. And I am also sure I'm not visiting while it is. So, that's kind of a bummer on a personal level. It's nothing compared to, of course, what is happening around the country and around the world, but it is what it is, right?
Yeah.
That's kind of the thing that I'm going to try to figure out and resolve today, so that I can actually make my way to the SF Sketchfest. So
when's that? January?
we'll see. Yeah, that's supposed to be the 10th and 11th. I'm supposed to be performing theoretically.
Awesome.
Yeah, it will be, if I can feed the horses and get them over the mountain. Nobody gets rubella or anything, then it'll work. It'll be good. Yeah.
Good luck with that.
Thanks. Yeah. But no, aside that, I'm generally doing very well. I've been trying to focus on the things for which I'm most thankful and appreciative. Well, hell, it's the holiday seasons. Chris Mahana Kwanzaa, everybody's favorite. Chris Mahana Kwanzaa Colstice, everybody's favorite. And that was a great portmanteau. I'm not going to remember it. Was thinking that it might be a thing that we can bring both into the community space in the app, and that we can kind of kick off here in terms of looking for places of real appreciation, right? Especially given the just the political realities with which we are, under which we might find ourselves a bit buried right now. That it may continue to get more tight while the leopards are eating their own faces because of that panic. Panicked animal that's wounded is not the best one to be having interactions with. But whatever they do and whatever they don't, it really is I'd been reflecting on this, like it really is our responsibility to cultivate our joy, right? And the reason I think that we had, as we explored the idea of sharing our solace, comfort, and joy, came from the place of recognizing that joy is not always the easiest to tap into, right? Something that you had brought up quite often. And so then we started talking about, okay, well, how about comfort? You know what I mean? How's that? And then knowing that, okay, everybody cannot be comfortable all the time, especially those who are under great duress at a given. But even then, the choice of finding solace, right? And the responsibility to find solace, much like the responsibility to cultivate community if you want to be part of community, that lands on us. It is our individual learning, right, to be able to cultivate those gifts for ourselves. Is there a subway in your office right now? What is happening?
Sounds like there's an airplane flying very low, or maybe a couple flying very low over our house, because we do live in proximity to the airport. I don't usually hear them quite that loudly.
Are now proximate to the airport. That's right. I saw you looking around and I was like, okay, it's not just me. All right. Okay.
It was very loud.
That was loud.
Was
that
like,
was
are
loud.
they
That was
gonna land
neat.
on my street.
That was neat. I'm glad you didn't have a World According to Garp moment. You didn't read that book. You don't know what I'm talking about.
Wasn't that
plane
a car
crashed
in the driveway?
No, plane crashed into that all. Yeah, no, there was a car in the driveway situation. That's a scene that was in the preview from the film with Robin Williams. I think that's why that one's a little bit more familiar. John Lithgow speaking to it. He and his bride were purchasing a house. They toured it, and then a plane crashed into it.
Oh.
And then Garp said, "Hey, this has got to be it. This has got to be the house." To wit, his bride said, "What the hell are you talking about?" Said, "What are the odds that is ever going to happen again?"
I think the odds are lower of it never happening almost anywhere else.
Yeah. It was a one person propeller plane. It wasn't,
right. Mm-hmm.
An airliner. That'd be a different movie. Starring Denzel Washington.
Breaking Bad. I think that happened in Breaking Bad.
Oh, for real? I don't remember. I had to block out a lot of that. So all that to say, blah, 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 and the planes are in the air. And staying on track, as we're both prone to do, cultivating comfort, solace, and joy, and the things that are bringing them to us. Thought we could share.
Let's do it.
Thought we could share some of the things and share a little bit about them and the root of them and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
Do you got some things? Do I got some things you're gonna ask?
Or I'm gonna make you go first. So what's one thing? We can just take turns. We can go back and forth. What's one thing bringing you joy, solace, or comfort? And are we going? Do we have a list that we're going like up or down or?
Oh no! I'm not got top. Does it got to be tops? I don't have tops like that. I will say that I actually did gain quite a hit of dopamine and joy at the solstice soiree and housewarming that you had last night. Got to see colleagues and friends from over a decade. Your kids, my God. Oh, my heart. Seeing, the children who have been a part of my life.
Babies,
since they were babies. And seeing each one of their faces light up, seeing me in the room was just like, oh my God. Like that was genuine. And even from the 15-year-old, seeing genuine joy.
16-year-old.
I am so good at time. Seeing the joy in their eyes at being able to take folks around for the tour, at certainly at seeing TT come in the house. I mean, that was fun. That was wonderful for me. But yeah, it was just really sweet. And the disquietude, I would say, that existed for many of the introverts was something that was hilarious, because it was like a clock went off and I did not know quite what was happening, because I thought I was firsties. I was standing in the kitchen. I was like,
all the
oh,
introverts followed you out the door and just decided, oh, you're leaving. I'm
didn't
leaving
even
too.
follow. Like AJ was out the door first. Yo, it was crazy. I was like, wait, you were just in the kitchen. I was just coming out to get, and homeboy came out the kitchen with all kinds of sodas and drinks. Like, all right, bye everybody. And just like, wow, didn't you just get here like 8 minutes ago? All right, see ya. And and the families were leaving at that time. Yeah, but all the introverts. It was wild. Like a pile of about 8 stepped out. For me, the cue was seeing your sister was fantastic. Seeing Katie come in was great. The moment though was that I looked back up and I saw like 5 or 6 more people who I hadn't already seen, and I was like, oh no, nope, time to go.
I think it was all the teenagers came down who'd been hanging out in my daughter's room. They came down.
Oh no. They were grown-ups who
Oh,
came
they were
in the door. Yeah. So that's when I was like, I gotta go. There's too many people now. But did game night end up happening? Did you do board games and such?
I think we played some Chameleon and some Werewolf.
I don't know what you're saying, but I love it for you.
I could barely track what was happening. The Werewolf is like some role playing. It's like an adult version of Heads Up 7-Up or something, I think. I'm not sure. There's a werewolf, people die. You have to put your heads down and pretend like you're asleep, like in class.
What'd you call the other one?
Chameleon. That is another game where one person is the chameleon. Everyone else has to decipher 2 sets of codes to figure out what the keyword is, and then they all say words about that keyword, and the chameleon doesn't know what the word is but has to pretend like they do, and then everybody else has to figure out who's the person who's pretending, who doesn't know what they're talking about.
I love this for you. Whatever you're saying, I love this for you.
I could barely track. Fantastic. I was so tired by that time. I'm sure they enjoyed it. The rest of the family. Good. It was mostly just family by that point. I think everybody else had taken off.
Okay.
By the time we actually got to the games around the fireplace, it was so cute.
Oh, lovely home. Absolutely lovely home.
Thank you.
And yeah, as I said, seeing your family there, and the level of exactly that which you're speaking to, right? Gather around the hearth is I know something that means quite a lot to you, and it was very special for me to get to participate in that. Yeah. Seeing Kelly and the two of us talking about what it took for us to get ourselves out of the home and into yours was was a treat. I was like, by the time I had gotten dressed, I was like, I could go to bed too. Could do that. And it was like 6, but solstice. Yeah. How about you? What's something bringing you comfort, solace, or joy? What's one of the things on your list?
Definitely the house is one of them. And it's been, a transition period of ecstatic joy that we finally actually found a house and were able to close and obtain a mortgage. and all of the wonderful, wonderful things um, about the house and the little bits of land we have to go along with it. The fruit trees and things out there is just, everything that I wanted and more. And then there was the reality of it being a 111-year-old house that was not technically a fixer upper, but has many things that need fixed or uppered. Like it was move-inable enough, right? But and it's like, oh, there's a lot of things that need done. A lot of things that are not as easeful or immediately comfortable as I would like them to be. Um, and getting through to get things at least, organized, put away enough to be able to host people for our little holiday thing. It finally feels like home. Right. And so
Yeah.
having a home that's like, this is our home, and I'll have a landlord who's going to kick me out or raise my rent or have their weird cousin yelling at me in the driveway or some neighbor banging on the ceiling that walking to the bathroom is too loud for them. Just all the annoying things. I'm sure will still have annoying things, but I don't have to deal with those. It's my house, right? I mean, it's the bank's house. Let's be real. I'll be like 73 if I ever finish paying off this mortgage. But for the time being, it's our house, and so that is a huge accomplishment, and it feels good. It feels like home, and so it's bringing me a lot of joy. Like we have that little gas fireplace, and the kids hung the stockings up over the fireplace. It's like, oh my god, we have stockings hanging over the fireplace. I'm kind of over Christmas, but we have stockings hanging over the fireplace. And just having people over and being able to host like that, it felt like that, like parts of that childhood dream of what like the future of home and family would look like come true in a way. Yeah.
That's
what else
lovely.
you got? What else is bringing you comfort and joy? Or
I have been comforted by I'm going to take it further. I've been finding joy. It's not a big thing in movie trailers, looking at movie trailers for upcoming films. It is the best because you get to watch the whole movie and you don't have to go.
in 3 minutes.
If it sucks or the subject, go fix your thing. I'll keep talking and pretend
you could have just
I'm
done
having
that
a conversation with somebody.
I am.
Yeah, but the viewers are here too. So yeah, just trailers. I love them. The skill that exists in terms of the editors who create film trailers that make every single one of them look good, or at least somewhat tolerable or interesting, right? Like I'm past it. I'm past the illusory aspect of it all, and that still allows me the illusion of like, oh yeah, I might have to watch that. I'm not gonna watch that. I don't care. I just well, yeah, no, I'm gonna say trailers still because the trailers have started bringing me over to some of the newer releases. Not new, but new to me because I didn't go. And seeing kind of like what the hype is being about in some instances, and in some going, huh, white people. But it depends on the film. It depends on the film.
What movies are you watching trailers for? I'm like, where do you
Oh
even
my
watch
God.
movie trailers?
Oh, I'm on YouTube. I put it right on I put it on my big ass Windows screen here.
I love how you say you could watch the trailer. Like, wow, I just watched the whole movie. Now I don't need to.
Exactly the size of a film. I'll watch the trailers and I'm just like, boom, 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 boom. There's a new one directed by Maggie Gyllenhaal that is The Bride. new take on Frankenstein, because of course the Universal
Oh,
monsters are in the public
another
domain
one.
now, and so there's all sorts of Draculas and mummies and everything all over the place. But it looked pretty funny. It looked pretty. I don't know though. We'll see. The one with Nicolas Cage looked good too, and it sucked. He was Dracula. It was terrible. But it looked interesting. He was interesting. He's always
All right.
interesting. Yeah.
Okay.
How about you? What's something else bringing you comfort, solace, joy?
Um, Even though it was in my face and making me look weird, like anytime the sun comes out as a Portlander, that brings me joy. And I found that right around this time, around noon, the sun shines directly through this window. And so on days when it's out, I can sit here. Sometimes I actually go outside and just sit there and feel the sun on my face. And that brings me incredible joy any time of year as a Portlander, but especially in the winter months when we get the rarest sun breaks. I try to just revel in it for as long as I can. Like now it's behind a cloud. It's gone now.
Yeah, that was fast.
It was good while it lasted.
That was. I've had to for the recordings be closing the curtains in here so that there's consistency in the light, and so I'm just in a dark room with two fake lights pointed at me all day. And man, yeah, no, I'm glad solstice happened. I'm with you. I'm gonna add solstice to mine. I'm gonna just scoot right into. What am I on? I'm 3.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. I'll count down. Here we go. 3. Because if we had another producer, then I would have just told them to do the count, because then I wouldn't have had to count. But it's just us. So the solstice I'm so excited for, because even with solstice, as you said, it is Portland, which is not very bright, which means that for light-skinned folks, it is time for us to look like raw cookie dough. I hate it. I don't like it. I've gone back, and my relations have seen me and been like, God damn. And I'm like, yeah, I know. It's not Colorado. I know. You have the sun all the goddamn time. I don't. So I am excited.
So this is like your
back.
Portland color?
Not even yet. It's gonna get a little
You're gonna be even
more
yellow
dire.
in a
I just
minute.
saw the from after having been in Cyprus where the sun is out, I just saw the tan lines on the top of my feet. I noticed them disappearing from my Birkenstocks today and turning back to foot color. And I was like, God damn it. Well, there you go. There you go. But
That's
the
a
sun
good
is coming
tan
back
line.
out. It was what time this morning?
3
Not
months? You
even
still got a tan line
7.
from Cyprus from 3 months ago?
Oh yeah. Oh
Wow.
yeah. Because my Tootsies were out. When are my
Okay.
Tootsies out? You don't take
don't know.
Tootsies out. Black Americans with Tootsies out? What are you talking about? But to be in another country with the slippers and the Tootsies out because it's too hot to wear socks? Oh, that was great. I understood how come all the Africans were wearing their Tootsies out in London in the rain. Just because, like, yeah, Tootsies out. Except I wouldn't do that in the rain, but
The children don't do that. The children have a very no feet thing because of feet find, or I don't know, whatever happens online. Now the children are all very weird about feet, which I never really thought about before, but they have a whole thing
never
about
had
it.
thought about before. But they're right. I will say that as well. Quentin Tarantino was gross and made it a whole thing for the entire world, and it's nasty.
Because they're like, no, I'm not pulling my feet out unless I'm getting paid, and I'm like, what?
That's right.
What?
Put them Tootsies on Maine. Put them Tootsies on. Not your kids. Not your kids. What's something bringing you joy? Solace, comfort.
I will say my children, and more specifically, I think my relationship with my children.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty good. And for having teenagers, I think I find it even more satisfying, right? Because teen years are often very challenging, and I'm sure there's more challenges ahead, knock on wood. But by and large, my relationship with my kids is pretty good right now. And like they trust me and they talk to me about things and they're helpful. sometimes, and they bicker with each other a lot more than I bicker with them. But, and it's the result of really intentional effort. It's not just natural. I would say maybe a year ago, maybe a year and a half ago, sometime in the past year, give or take a few months, I really just made an intentional shift to stop trying to coerce behavior out of my children.
Hmm.
And in my own childhood, my mother took me to go clean houses with her when I was like 10 years old. And so I spent all my breaks and whatever cleaning houses. She always had a list of chores for us to do when we came home. And she always yelled at us because we didn't do our chores. And that was just what I assumed, motherhood was you're supposed to yell at your kids to make them clean the house because you're supposed
Rules.
to coerce
You have
unpaid
rules.
labor.
My mother
You have
had
children,
rules.
so you can coerce unpaid labor out of them, right?
We had rules. They were on the refrigerator. My white friends thought it was the craziest shit they ever saw in their life. They were like, "What is this?" It's like, that's the rules.
What did they say? What were the rules?
It was do your chores, do your homework, do this, do that, get this, that, and the third done. Pull out whatever the thing is that's supposed to be pulled out for dinner prep. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then as the eldest, it was my job to figure out how to break them.
Oh, I thought you were going to say to make everyone else do them.
Oh no, I was the one going like,
right.
Look, if you just like pick the shit up off the floor, we could watch TV, which is all I ever wanted to do. So, yeah, no, you're improving. Your relationship with your kids has been really cool to watch. You really have been putting in that work.
And it was not always that way because I was a stressed out bit of a disaster, especially when they were young, and was either needing or finally divorcing their father. And so it's taken work. But again, like this, and there's been growth and development over the years on lots of different levels. But this one very specifically where I stopped trying to make my kids do chores. I was like, I'm not going to spend what's left of their childhoods arguing and bickering and trying to force them to do things, especially with 2 out of 3 are Scorpios and they love a power struggle. They're like, bring it on. Try to make me. I got one who's like, you will never make me do anything and I dare you to try. It's pretty much her approach to life. And the other one who's like, just leave me alone. She's like, I'm not going to move from here. I'm going to do what I feel like doing. Try your best. Please try to move me. I'm not ever going to move from here.
Yeah.
So with those personalities, I was just like, I don't want to spend the rest of their childhoods doing this. And I'm not saying what anyone else who's a parent should or shouldn't do. My only advice I give to new parents is figure out what works for you and your kids. Take anything everybody else says with many grains of salt. But for me, I was like, I'm not going to spend the rest of their childhoods recognizing there's not that many years left. My oldest is 16, right? My youngest is 10. We got a few more years there, but so I'm like, all right, I'm just going to stop. If there's something that really needs done, then I should be willing to do it. What am I modeling for them? If I'm like, no, I don't have to do chores. You got to do chores, because then it gets back to those weird gender dynamics of like, if I work and pay the bills, you have to take care of the house. And we're not doing that anymore either.
Anyway. Yeah. I mean, that's, power dynamic in specific, but it has been very gendered into like, be the one who is the breadwinner, right? And then breadwinner, I hate that. And then also who is making money and has a more expensive lease than for your labor than do children, to then exploit them for the labor that we are all responsible for. Is really, really an old behavior that is no longer necessary.
No. And so at the time I had enough resources to hire someone to come clean the house every couple of weeks, which with this mortgage I no longer have. But I had the resources to do that. So I could just focus on having a good relationship with my children and not yelling at them about the house every single day because it made them feel bad. It made me feel bad. And so I just stopped doing that. And for a good 3 months at least, maybe 6, I just literally did not ask them to do anything around the house. I did the dishes every night. Our house cleaner came every couple weeks. if I really thought their room needed attention, I would go help them clean up their room, and we would work on it together, so that we're, instead of just yelling at them to do a thing that they may or may not actually know where to start. And then recognizing my own neurodivergence of like a big overwhelming mess. It's like, where do I even start? I'm going to look away, play a game on my phone instead. So I really just started focusing on that. Like, if it's things that need done, I'll do them if I have time. And if I don't, then they won't get done, and it'll be fine. We're all alive. And then after that first 3 to 6 months, I just started making little requests here and there, like, hey, could you take the garbage out real quick? Or would you be willing to do that? And I did ask it as a question. I did not make it a demand. And I would say maybe 80-90% of the time, they'd be like, sure. And then they would just go do it. And sometimes they would say no, and I would be annoyed. But I did give them a choice. And I'm not trying to coerce the behavior. I'm trying to help them learn to be willing to contribute to the place where they live and be willing to contribute to me. So I had to accept that when they'd say no. And then this took everything in me, because everything about my childhood and personality and how I was raised is like, if your mom tells you to do something, you better go do it. But so I had to swallow that part and just like, okay. Maybe I would say, hey, it'd be really helpful because maybe I have a little conversation, but I did actually have to give them that autonomy to say no to me and for me to respect their no. And having 3 children who are assigned female and at birth and are female presenting, it's been really important to me to be able to give my kids space to say no and have their no's respected by me, by other adults in their life. Not making them hug people they don't want to hug at family gatherings, just like giving them bodily autonomy and the ability to say no and to own their own autonomy. And so now it's been maybe a year and a half of this. I don't give them chore lists to do usually. I do ask them to help out with things here and there. Most of the time, they are fairly helpful. It's not perfect. It's not 100% of the time. But our relationship is so much better to the point that they come and talk to me about things happening in their lives. I'm sure I don't know everything. And again, I don't necessarily I don't go through their phones or read their messages. I'm not trying to spy on them and control every aspect of their lives. But in giving them respect and autonomy, I see that there's a lot more trust, especially as they have other friends with stricter parents who are starting to go through more challenging behaviors around running away or substances or other things. And so just appreciating that relationship that I have with my kids right now, that it feels like we are closer than we've been in the past. And I'm sure there's challenges ahead, but I'm appreciating this moment and what it's taken to get here.
Yeah, no, it's been a journey. Well, hey, let's do this. Let's take a quick second and reflect on that journey, and maybe someone who's listening can go get themselves a kid or two, and we'll be back.
Where are you gonna go get a kid or two?
Just go get one.
That?
Just go get one.
No, do not just go get a kid. That's a terrible idea.
All right. Okay, we'll be right back.
Okay.
Butterfly in the sky, I can go twice as high. Take a look, it's in a book, a reading rainbow. I can go anywhere, friends to know and ways to grow, a reading rainbow.
Hey, everybody, welcome back. You might want to welcome us back.
Welcome back. Do you have anything else bringing you joy or solace?
Nope. No, I'm just kidding. Let's see. Yes. The thing for me, and again, I'm going with the world in which we live. I am so joyful that that Jake Paul had his jaw broken. I think that is fantastic. It was he is a Disney star who decided that he's a boxer because he's got money, and then he has been training for all of 5 years and kept putting up purses against a bunch of paper tigers, and finally thought to himself, yeah, I think I'm going to get in the ring with a heavyweight gold medal Olympian, 2-time champion, and I'm going to fight them. And he did. And that showed the thing that we all know, right? Anybody who is really dedicated to a craft and has done it for any extended period of time. One, how you practice is how you perform. And two, 10,000 hours doesn't mean anything if somebody else has done the thing 100
For
times.
100,000
already.
hours.
You know what I mean? Like, what are you doing? What are you doing? This man has been boxing since he's 10 years old.
Who?
He was fighting a guy from London,
Okay.
Anthony Joshua, AJ, who had a couple of British belts and a couple of global belts. And I don't know why he thought that this was a good idea. It wasn't a good idea. I mean, it was a good idea for a lot of things, and for watching
We're talking about it. Got him some publicity.
Well, and watching a racist who is a giant MAGA supporter.
Oh, great.
And somebody who came out cosplaying as Hulk Hogan. Listen, cosplay as a dead racist, become a dead racist. That's how that went. And so his jaw is being wired shut with titanium now.
Oh, nice.
Because it was broken twice.
I feel like they should just do that to all racists as a default. Just wire your
I think they should all let them fight Anthony Joshua. I think that should be what they do. Like, yeah, get in the ring with that guy. Yeah, it was wild. It was wild. I the spectacle, I'm glad it's over. It is one of the sports that I do enjoy. I wish I didn't. But the pugilist sports, like, I know the points, I know how they're swinging, I know what's happening. It's not. They're not
was
just
this
fighting.
Boxing or MMA? What kind of fighting?
No, boxing.
Boxing.
I don't. No, boxing. I don't like MMA at all. That's weird. I don't like that is MAGA boxing, and I'm out. I don't
MMA
like that.
is MAGA boxing.
It's the grossest, most Republican sport on earth.
Why? What makes it Republican?
Because they like it.
Because you could just do anything. It's just like they verbally, you just weaponize anything you can get your hands on.
Yeah,
no
I mean,
rules,
it's like, the president. Well, I mean, there's
any means necessary.
A few rules, but not very many, and yeah, it's this, much the same way that the president just declared Hunger Games is going to happen at the Capitol.
What?
Yeah, I think he's calling it the Athletic Games, though. I think we're in District 7, if I'm not mistaken. But same energy, American Gladiator energy. Just like, what are you doing? Why would this be a thing you want?
MMA fighting or the Hunger Games at the White House? I'm confused.
Both of those.
Okay.
It's the same. Yeah, those are the parallel energy to me. And so seeing somebody who is actually a skilled pugilist, who had a plan and training, was playing chess, play the sport, do the thing.
Mean boxer?
It does. Yeah.
Okay.
Puncher. Yeah. It's like capoeira with flatter feet, right? Like, if you know what they're doing, if you know what they're doing, then you can even recognize the styles. You can recognize the parries, the thrusts, and what the actual point is, because you can win rounds by point. And yeah, watching that person who has been destroying and making a mockery of the sport for some time be retired was beautiful. I was quite happy with that.
Wonderful.
Yeah. How about you?
I think community in the real ways that community is showing up in my own life and other people's lives. Remembering there are so many things that we cannot control that vie for our attention and our rage and our outrage and all the things. But the things that do matter of really community showing up for each other in small ways and big ways.
What's
brings
that
me
look
a lot
like?
of joy. I mean, community coming together to move ICE out of their neighborhoods, out of their communities, coming together to protect neighbors at their kids' schools, with whistles, whatever it takes, of seeing people really show up for one another. Community and people coming over to my house last night and meeting my neighbors next door. And just remembering that I do have a community of real people in real life, not only on Zoom and the internet. Seeing new people join the strategy and solidarity community. We've had a pretty steady influx of new members, and it's been lovely to get to know new people who haven't already been in our networks and come to our events. I could put a little plug in for our community celebration year in review next Tuesday, December 30th. If you're not a Strategy and Solidarity member yet, come join us and join our end of year celebration. But yeah, knowing community is there. It's not like, I think it's like a lot of things that we have these ideals or the dreams of like perfect community and what it should look like. But I think it's really important to just like appreciate what we already have so we can feed what exists instead of sometimes we get caught in these dreams of like perfect community or the community I'll have when I move somewhere else or when I do something else. But really just being grateful for what exists in this moment and where I can continue to build and create with the people I'm already in relationship with.
Where are the cool kids doing the work? I'm going to find them. You're boring. Yeah, no. I mean, your audience is your audience. Your community is your community. You know what I mean? You got to, yeah, that makes a lot of sense to me. It's getting back to the thing of wiggling where you stand. You stand where you stand, and then you have to figure something out,
How about you? What else you got?
I am grateful for mistakes, both the difficult ones, interpersonal mistakes.
Your own or others? Others'
My
mistakes
own,
or your
my
own
own.
mistakes?
No, mine.
Okay.
No, not other people's. I don't want. I fuck them. No.
I mean, except for the dude who made the mistake of getting in the ring with Anthony Joshua and got his jaw broken.
That wasn't a mistake. That was wonderful. That was his destiny. No, recognizing that as I have been, during this time of solstice and during this time of year, and not with a declarative intention, just with the reality of what I was actually doing, really finally learning to love and trust myself, right? Enough that while it is painful at times, while it is uncomfortable at other times, it is becoming more comfortable to not only create or understand the boundaries that I need for my own wellness, health, mental health, all of it. But that I am not in any way trying to be the rule maker or the enforcer of those boundaries or of, well, if you're going to talk to me, you got to burp. I'll be damned if flipping the bam bam. Like, okay, well.
Can you just keep going with that? I mean, flippity bam bam.
Oh, yeah.
Is this Yosemite Sam? Who's this impersonation?
That's just what I do when I'm that's what is it that the people say? They yada 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 blah blah blah. That's my blah blah blah. That's my vocal
flippity flam
tick.
flam.
Flex
Bam, bam.
when you got time, you done. 10 set it too. Like just relax. Yeah, no. It the thing of feeling like I need to be understood by
people who don't want to understand you.
But by people who don't want to, people who can't, or by everybody, right? Like it's very much the same flavor for the people pleasers of how can I ensure that I am creating a situation where everybody likes me. I have to be liked. And it's like, well, do you? Like, who do you like? Because if you don't like that many people, why do you need them to like you? We have a limited capacity for which is fine. There's a giant capacity for appreciate and empathy and if it gets to it, tolerate and some to walk away from, right? But we don't like everybody. That's insane. Everybody doesn't like the same thing. We're not all the same flavor of everything. And one of the places that for me, I have finally been able to start addressing and not just recognizing as my own codependent nature, and to rather than wanting to be nice and or wanting to be kind, being honest enough for kindness to be born from it. Which is very different than like being rude or curt or something like that. And
what does that look like for you?
There's just been different places where folks have been doing the most, and for me to be clear that it's just not, I can't I can't do that. I can't engage with nonsense around, not nonsense. I cannot engage with behaviors around hyper expectations, trying to live into somebody else's script, right? That I didn't even know was written. That kind of stuff, right? Like, it's just like, I don't know. My life is my life. I'm doing the best I can. And also I'm old. And as I'm aging, like the idea of spending more time thinking about what other people think about me rather than what I think about me is just to your point from earlier, it takes an incredible amount of work, a lot of time, a lot of therapy, a lot of spirit work, a lot of political work, but any one of those, and community work, any one of those devoid of the others, it is harder to get the other boats in the harbor to rise then, if you're not trying to, for me, if I'm not trying to elevate them all together. So yeah. How about for you? What you got?
I think I'm gonna say aging. And though there are times where I certainly miss the resilience of a younger body, by and large, I really appreciate my 40s and being this age, partly because of the things you were just speaking to, though you got a couple years on me. Um, that, just that feeling of like knowing myself and being more comfortable in myself than I ever have been, and being able to enjoy the things I enjoy and not care about the things I don't care about, and focus on creating what I'm trying to create in each day of however many days I got left to live, but really appreciating like where I'm sitting at with what I've learned, where I'm in my process, how much more I know is still to come. I haven't arrived at any endpoint, but just satisfied in where the journey has brought me thus far with what I had to work with and what I had to survive to get here. Yeah, I would never want to go back to being 20 years old. People who idealize youth, I'm just like, oh, like, yes, I could work all day and not have my back be so sore the next day. That part I miss a little bit. But just appreciating this phase of life.
Yeah. Yeah, I dig that. Was I counting properly?
I think we made it to 10.
That's 10. All right.
Mhm.
Okay. 10 to 10, 10, 10, 10 to 10, 10, 10.
I know you wanted to do like the 12, but 10 seems sufficient.
We can find
find
two
one
more
more?
things that
Last
bring
one
us
each?
comfort
All right.
and solace and joy.
All right. I got one more and I'll let you close it out if you want.
Go for it. Hit
right.
it. Yeah.
I'm just going to say like the beauty of life on earth. And yes, there's many, many uncountable challenges and horrors also in life on earth. But, the other day I was talking about, is this actually the good place, which is actually the bad place? But, there's just so many beautiful things around. There's just so much beauty in life.
Butts. No, that's not what you were talking about, though.
Somebody brought me a purple poinsettia plant to my party last night.
Ooh.
It's beautiful. Red poinsettias are beautiful. There's trees that are evergreen and are still doing their thing in the winter. There's trees that are budding in December, which is concerning. But if we set that climate change thing aside, when they bloom, they're so beautiful. And like there's babies. And I heard someone's baby laughing the other day. It's just at the store. And it's like those little baby giggles are the best thing in the world. And it's like there is so much beauty all around us if we really focus on what there is to appreciate and revel in the moment. Instead of the big abstract things that are very real and do deserve our attention and action. And also being able to just find the beauty and appreciation of the small things. Like my curtains are really pretty. Enjoy looking at them. What are just the small moments of like beauty and pleasure I can create that aren't, until I can make it to a lodge like the one in your backdrop there. How do I just enjoy if and when there is a snowflake falling outside of my window here? Like finding those ways to just appreciate how just beautiful and miraculous life on earth can be. It's not all it is. There's the other side too. But there is just a miracle. Like a dandelion is pretty miraculous, even though people are annoyed by them and want to pull them out. And then we went up to like Crater Lake. I think I told you about this before. This summer we went to Crater Lake, which is like Oregon's only national park, very deep lake that's inside a collapsed volcano. But it's really high altitude. And I climbed up there, and there are these crazy looking dandelions at the top of the thing at the top of the crater. And they look like something out of a Dr. Seuss book. They look like a mini truffula tree or something, but they're clearly like a dandelion relative. And I'm like, this couldn't possibly be a simulation, because why would you simulate that? Why would you need a billion different kinds of dandelions that are like almost the same but different? Why would you need a truffula tree dandelion that could grow at this altitude? Why would that need to be in the simulation? Anyway, finding the beautiful things and being able to like have that joyful spirit like babies do, like 1-year-olds, 2-year-olds, like 2-year-olds and 3-year-olds, when they're just like in love with everything in life, when everything is amazing, everything needs to be deeply like observed and delighted in. Like trying to channel some of that energy in my days to really focus my energy and attention on where there is beauty to be found, where I can connect with like nature and the divine in all things around me.
That's lovely. I will say, I was deciding to be flippant or sincere. But both of them are sincere, so I'm gonna double. And then we're doing 13, like the apostles of Christ,
Or
because
a
that's
baker's
perfect.
dozen, like donuts.
Or a baker's dozen.
Even better.
We're having a baker's dozen solace and joyful things of Christ. I know you're a recovering Catholic. That's the only reason I like doing that. Twofold. One is certainly I when I squeeze it out of myself can definitely be a Christmas girl. But I got to squeeze, and it didn't used to be quite that way. There was a little bit more juice left there. And there's less of that. There's less Christmas juice.
It's making me really uncomfortable.
You got to squeeze it to get the Christmas juice out. Get the drippings. Eggnog drippings.
Okay.
But yeah, no, it is a time I really, really enjoy. And what I enjoy about it the most is not obviously as a to the bone communist, some idea of the commercialization. I don't love that part. When I say that, am not somehow pulling a Linus and bemoaning that the story of Christ is left behind. That is not at all what I'm saying. But the Festival of Lights that is part of the celebration of the solstice, regardless, it seems, of culture, right? Is so horrible, is so beautiful. And walking around in the early darkened evenings through the holiday lights is something that just it really does bring me quite a lot of joy. I enjoy that a bit. And when I used to run, I would love to, at this time of year, throw on Christmas music and make sure I went through whatever the city centers are, where the trees are, and anything that's just not the same as it always is every other time of year. You know what I mean? So I will say, and I get to spend the time with my child. We play chess, watch the Charlie Brown Christmas special, which again, far too Jesus-y, but we're all enjoying the dance, and of course the Vince Guaraldi trio doing their thing. And the other thing I'm going to say is laundry, clean laundry. It's how you get the stink out, get the stains out, all the excrement, get it out of your clothes, and
you
put
have
it on
excrement in
smelling,
your clothes.
human excretions and such. Like all of us are always dripping and oozing things, and so to be able to just wash them and not have to smell as though you've been wearing your clothes for 3 days it's such a privilege.
Yes, this is true. It is.
I love to smell good. I do not take for granted the cost associated, whether it's with time, labor, or cost, right? But I'm also a girl who's always done my own laundry and all the laundry in the house because I one time said a sexist thing to my mother when I was 9. And that was it.
What did you say?
Oh, I suggested that laundry was women's work because I grew up in America.
Yeah.
And she said, "Oh." And then that was the last word she said about it. And I never, I had to do my own laundry from that point until forever to this point. And so
Seems like
I take
appropriate
quite a lot
lesson
of
to
pride
learn.
in. Well, here's another lesson to learn. Do your fucking laundry.
Yeah.
Know how to do your laundry. Everybody. You should
Yeah.
know how to cook. You should know how to do laundry. You should know how to clean your house. You should know how to groom yourself. It's just basic existence. Hey, men, how about make your own doctor's appointments and go to them? Or don't, actually. Never
Who are
mind.
you yelling at right now? Because probably not
Man,
anyone
men.
listening to this podcast.
I know. Let the men in your life die. No, that's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, and I have a point, and I do mean it, is that truly the smell of fresh laundry and the privilege of having such a thing, right? Like it used to be that you would have your wares that would get you through a season or would be handed down or and when proper cleansing was not a part of that experience, that's why our grandparents and great grandparents' clothes smelled like that. So it is a
Did they
thing
just
that
smell like smoke?
like smoke and mothballs and armpits and
Oh,
just like, God
mothballs.
damn, why, blah, blah. And just toxicity, right? Like just bad laundry soap
Smoke,
and
mothballs, and toxicity.
ugh, yuck. Lead paint. You smell like lead paint and diesel fuel. There. But yeah, fresh laundry. I love that smell. It's like having a little bit of spring in your home when the laundry's drying and having clean laundry to put on. Just always very grateful, especially like, get back from tour and like have some clean clothes up in the house. Just like, oh, thank God. Something that's not the 4 outfits that you left with. I love that. So,
Well, thank you. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for the prompt. I hope that everyone listening also takes a couple minutes to think about the things bringing you joy and solace this time of year, any time of year.
Jingle your balls and blow out your menorahs. Blow your menorahs. I don't know. Is it time? I think it's over
you
now.
Light them, don't you? Oh, because it's over.
Well, you do. You light them when it's time, but I think we're past the 8 days. I don't remember now because I don't know calendars or what day it is or when you're listening to this. As far as you're concerned, guess what? Yeah, it was over when I said that, and I was probably correct. Probably not. Hey,
that was really smooth.
Yeah, wasn't that slick? Make sure you're lighting up your I am such a bad black. I don't know what to call the thing. The black menorah. Light your black menorahs. God damn it. All right. Hey, thank you to each and every one of you for listening. Thank you to Amani Will for the continued use of that dope ass song, Love the Earth. If you did not get to listen to it last time, it is linked below until I can eventually, I swear I'm going to figure out how to incorporate it into the podcast where it's supposed to be. It's going to be so cool when that does happen. You can find us on your app store, or, and even better and smarter for you would be to go to strategy
and solidarity.org.
That's what I was saying.
Once you sign up to join our community, then you can download the app from the App Store or Google Play, but you need to go sign up first. It's
Absolutely.
strategyandSolidarity.org.
Do that. Hey, where can the people find you? What's your handle, T?
When I am on social media, you can find me on any of the apps at TMC Logan. I may be light on participation through the end of the year, though. How about you?
I am around. If you just, you can Google me or you can banana slug me or whatever your, what is that other search engine?
Slug?
It's not banana slug. It's the good one. Damn it. The one that I use that's not the Google. I don't know the name of it. Anyway, you can look me up and Godless Kareem Windham is going to have the name of me and it will take you to the links where I am because many of them have different names. So just, I'm available. It's easy. Thank you. And happy holidays to you. If you cannot find joy, we hope that you can find comfort. If you cannot find comfort, look for solace, and we will be back again next week.
Take good care of yourselves out there.